Hey guys, oh my god, I went so out of the way for this video, so if you guys are watching this, please hit the subscribe button. So it's me, the Bhavna Singh, and it's been like an entire year almost since I last vlogged or did anything. So here I am. I got literally a whole like light setup. I don't even know if it's good or not. I put makeup on and did kind of my hair. This is what we're gonna go with because I was super motivated to do this and now I'm doing it. So hope everyone is having a fantastic year. I could literally sit here all day and talk about like where I've been this whole entire year, and talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, but I guess I'll kind of do that in the next 12 days through my 12 days of Vlogmas, and I'm really going to hang on to this and I hope I can do this because I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. So let's get straight into it. As per the title of the video, I'm going to talk about a very particular topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time, and I'm hoping to not ramble but like get straight to the point. But which YouTuber doesn't ramble and not get straight to the point? So we'll start with November 2009. I was 15 and a half and I joined Aeropostale, or Aeropostale, different ways to say it. Yeah, so I worked at Aeropostale for 2 years. Then I moved in October 2012 to Charming Charlie's. So I worked at Charming Charlie's for 3.5 years. March 2016 I joined Paper Source. I joined Paper Source and then I left Paper Source and then I joined back. So I was at Paper Source the first period for 6 months. Then I moved to Wilmington for school and I joined Bath & Body Works for a short, good old 3 months. Decided to go back to working at Paper Source while still going to school in Wilmington. December 1st, 2016, I joined Paper Source back. And then this past May, I joined The Loft in Wilmington while working at Paper Source in Raleigh, and that was until September. I was at The Loft for 5 months, and in total I was at Paper Source for like 3 years essentially. So that's my timeline. So I worked at Aeropostale, Charming Charlie's, Paper Source, Bath & Body Works, and The Loft. So 5 stores in 8 years. When I first started retail, it was actually of a class I was taking in high school. I was part of the like business club, which was like the DECA club, and I had to like pick up a job that's like what was like one of the requirements to like be in the club or something to do with that class, and to pick up a job, and I didn't think I would be working further than like what the requirement of the course was, which I think was like for a whole year. Clearly not, because I stayed in retail for 8 years. So I worked at Aeropostale at the age of 15, got all my core ground retail training from Aeropostale. Shout out to, am I allowed to give names? Whatever, I'm gonna do it anyways. Shout out to my first 4 managers, Rob, Kai, Jerry, and Katie. Oh my god, if anybody needs to get like a first-time job at a very young age, like I recommend going to Aeropostale. I think their training is probably the same, or I would hope so. I don't know, everyone goes through like rebranding like every year. Now it's like every week. They were amazing, and I like really recommend everybody to get their training done from that store. That company trained everybody so well, and I had started at the peak time. My first day of retail was on Black Friday, guys. It was a 2 a.m. shift, and I think it was like a 6-hour shift, and I legit spent 6 hours of my shift standing at the front door with a teddy bear in my hand, greeting lots and lots of people, telling them about all the freaking sales that went on. It was cool. I was 15. It was like a really cool job to have. I started at minimum wage. Honestly, I really liked it. Like, it wasn't terrible. It was not a terrible place to work. The clothing, the style really wasn't me, so I wanted to move somewhere that was more fitting to me. After 2 years, 16 or 17 when I left, in 2012, I started working at Charming Charlie's. So this place was the longest place I'd worked at. Again, really good training. I really learned how to open like 200 boxes of shipment in the span of like 3 or 4 hours at the peak time of like 7 a.m. It was a very like franchisey, boutique-y kind of place. I don't think there was anything terrible about working there other than the crappy traffic at Triangle Town Center. Shout out to everybody who has ever worked at Triangle Town Center and still does. And if you still do, oh my god, bless your soul. I went to Triangle Town Center today, to Barnes & Noble's, and I was shocked. Like, so freaking dead. I think all malls are dead, but it was very dead. Like literally take a shot every time I say dead because that mall was so freaking dead. So yeah, essentially that is the reason why I left Charming Charlie's, because the traffic was so terrible and I would literally the queen at pretending to do things to kill time, because that's what we had to do, and that was my least favorite part about retail, was pretending to do work, pretending to fold clothes, pretending to fix jewelry, pretending to fix the stuffing in a bag. Oh my god, my mind would go nuts doing that, and I was like, I need to get out of this place. So then I found Paper Source. Now Paper Source is a very, very special place. I got out of the whole clothing, jewelry, brand building, like on every product that you wear kind of situation. I got out of that scope and dived into working with people more and working with a lot of creativity, a more open book of how to sell and how to communicate with people. It was a really, really great experience, and I think what was the most exciting part about working at Paper Source was that we literally built that store together. So there was an empty space and then a team of us, we walked in, and then there was construction men building shelves and doors, and we were putting up fixtures and figuring out how the whole layout of the store would look. So really, like, we built it from scratch together as a team. So you've only heard good things so far. Open new chapter. I moved to Wilmington and entered the world of retail, and then that's when I decided I hate it all. Like, I really, really hate it all. So I love the holidays, and anybody who has ever worked with me, like if you're an old coworker who is from Raleigh specifically and you've worked with me, you know how much I'm obsessed with Christmas and the holidays and retail. Christmas and retail, like, those are my soulmates. Like, I loved it. I was a psycho. I would dress up as an elf or wear my Christmas gear and walk into work and really, really perked up and love talking to people and getting everybody in this. Then I started working at Bath & Body Works in Wilmington, and it was a nightmare because I had decided that I could be an assistant manager, and I thought that I would be able to take these first couple of years of retail into real work and get a higher paycheck. But no, it was terrible, guys. I've been wanting to talk about this for so long, but I couldn't because I wanted to keep my jobs, like keep going forward in my retail career as far as I would last, and now it's time for me to bust open. So basically what had happened was, honestly, I'm not here to talk trash, but I just want to say that the management sucked, and I think I got so lucky in the first 3 stores that I worked in that I didn't know what it was like to work with such a terrible manager. She was unorganized, the stockroom was unorganized, which should have been my first red flag when I walked in on my interview. So I just want to give like another tip that if you are starting a new retail job, and essentially when you do interviews, you either do them in the stockroom or you do them outside in like a coffee shop or somewhere, like if you're in a mall, like in the mall area. We were in a shopping center and we did our interview in the stockroom. I know it was like pre-holiday time. It was terrible. Like that stockroom was scary, guys. I don't know how to explain it to you, but that should have been my first red flag, and I gave her the benefit of the doubt thinking that they have a lot of inventory, so like the store is kind of small and they have a massive stock room, so why not utilize the space? But it was so unorganized, and being a manager, like when you're in management, you all end up doing the same job, and that means you're doing floor sets, you're doing shipment, you're doing paperwork and hiring and firing and like just so much random stuff, and counting the money, like one of the most important jobs. And there were just literally all of those things I listed off were all unorganized. Like even the way the safe was unorganized, like there would be random stuff in the safe. The signage for the marketing and for the sales was like a living nightmare. I wanted to scream. Like I did scream one night, and I was like, how am I supposed to do any of this stuff if I can't find anything? Half of the things there were like 20 years old. Once you get rid of signs for a sale, you're supposed to just toss them or keep like a handful in case they like decide to redo another sale. I don't know. Oh my god. So basically, it was terrible, and I decided at month 3, right before Christmas, that I needed to quit. So I did, and I felt terrible horrible because it was literally right before the holidays, but I was like, I can't work here anymore. I'm going to lose my everything. And then I called up my manager from Paper Source and I was like, please take me back. And she was like, we want you back. And then start this summer, I was taking summer classes in Wilmington and I was like, oh, I have free time, I should pick up a job in Wilmington while I'm still working at Paper Source in Raleigh. And I did. I moved in with a roommate, and this is going to be a story for another day. I'm not going to go on another tangent, but basically I moved into a new place for literally 10 days. I got walking pneumonia and I was hired for a new job at the Loft 2 weeks before that, and I had just finished my training at the Loft, got walking pneumonia, and then my immune system went downhill from there. And then just so many random things kept popping up in my personal life that I had no control in, that literally led me into just calling quits on all my retail jobs. So in September, I think it was like September 1st or like August 30th, something like that, I quit both Paper Source and the Loft. I went and celebrated my 24th birthday being retail free, and then freaking Hurricane Florence hit, so then I was stranded in Raleigh for a month. So that's retail in a nutshell. And in conclusion, I don't know if this was like interesting at all, but I just wanted to get this out of my like system because I've been wanting to talk about retail for so long. All in all, I haven't had the worst experiences. Like, I know I've worked with people who've had terrible experiences. I don't want to like drop names because I'm all over social media and I'm friends with a lot of people that I used to work with, so I don't want to bash up anyone. Everyone has their own stories, everyone has their own personal issues. Like, I've had a lot of personal issues through the years, like working in retail, and I'm really, really grateful for like everyone that I've worked with. Hats off to like every management team that I've worked with, because every manager that I've worked with has structured some parts of me of like who I am today. I truly mean that from deep down. I'm just like really grateful for all these experiences that I've had through my retail career in the last 8 years. Now, I know people who are watching this in retail are like, oh, she's only worked 8 years. Like, I've been in retail for 20 years. Okay, like, calm down. I know people have worked in retail for longer than that, and bless your soul for doing that. Another reason why I quit retail is that I started seeing myself not enjoying it as much. I was becoming lazy. I didn't not want to go to work. When I would go there, I'd be like, why am I still doing this? And so when I started questioning myself, I realized that it was time for me to quit because it wasn't fair for the people that I was working with to have a lazy person on their team. Like, I would get annoyed when I started retail when there were lazy employees, and I was like, if you don't want to work here, then don't work here. And so I started seeing that in myself, and that was another reason why I decided to just call quits on all retail jobs. I highly, highly recommend anybody who's watching this that's like in high school or just starting college, like, I would recommend you to get at least 2 years of retail under your belt just for the experience, just to understand what it's like to be on that side of the counter. It's not an easy job. And for anybody who thinks that being a cashier or being a manager at a store is an easy job, you are living under a rock. You're dealing with all types of people from all walks of life, like customer-wise, co-worker-wise, and everyone is always having a bad day, but people can also have a good day. And in my time working in retail, I feel like I have done whatever I can to give those good vibes or like good like words of wisdom, like whatever I can as this like cashier talking to strangers and customers that come to us. I don't know, I feel like that was like always my goal every day at the end of the day, was to just make sure at least 5 people walk out the door smiling because of something that I said to them. I'm really happy that I'm not in retail anymore. I guess since I gave a shout out to my first 4 managers, I would have to give it also a shout out to my managers at Paper Source, because I think you guys have been some really great people to work with, and both Stephanie's and Andrea, like, you guys were so fun to work with all the time. I would have to say it, Charming Charlie's, my managers there also were really fun to work with. Actually, everybody was fun to work with. I'm like not trying to rank this, but Sharon, Coretta, and Karen, there were like always other managers that went in and out, but you 3 were also great people to work with. It's been nice. Okay guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I know this was like a really weird introduction to my Vlogmas videos. I promise I have some really cool and fun stuff planned, but I wanted to talk about this, and I hope that it was something interesting and that I didn't waste your time, and if I did, I'm so sorry. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload a video. Keep reading, keep watching, and we'll see you guys at the movies. Bye!